debaters gave us an excellent performance last Thursday. Yvonne was a judge. Yvonne, how was it being a judge on that day?
Sandra, it was like sitting in the hot seat.
I know.
You know the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire challenge?
Yeah.
I felt like, the funny thing is that I felt like a contestant.
I know.
It was a difficult role, Sandra,
Yeah.
I have to say, because those contestants were firebrand.
They were. They really were.
Even, I locked eyes with you at some point, and you were like, you had that expression in your face. I went, oh wow, what a day, It was an amazing, oh my God, I wish we could go back to that. It was an amazing debate.
It
the
really
back
was.
and forth, the rebuttal, counter rebuttal. Oh my God, it was something.
It was. And when you think about the fact that these kids were 14 and 15?
Right.
14 and 15. Ruth Okorocha is 14 years old. Deborah Pamzat, 15 years old. And these children taking on really complex subjects.
Right.
And having to address them in 3 minutes at a time. 3 minutes for the presentation, 3 minutes for rebuttal, 3 minutes for a summary. And, they're packing so much into that little amount of time, and they have to convince you, the judge, and the other judges that I'm the one who's doing a better job. I'm the one who deserves to be the winner of 1 million naira. My God, how did it feel to have their fate in your hands?
Oh, Sandra. This takes me back to when Deborah Pamzat, human beings have free will.
Yeah.
The topic, and Deborah Pamzat said, wait. So if we're talking about free will and all, if I had a free will, do you think I'd be here debating for 1 million naira with you?
I would just carry the
money and go
and run away.
But then if I carry the money and run away, there'll be consequences of that. So,
Yeah.
It was, oh God, Sandra.
Yeah.
I felt,
Yeah.
It was a thrilling. Oh God, I wish I could. The adrenaline pump, the rush, everything.
Yeah.
Everybody. Sandra, you had everyone in the studio listening live by the
in the
neck.
office.
I swear.
The whole office. Everybody was just glued to their radio.
That was the effect these children had on the judges.
On Lagos. Well, thank you very much for judging. We hope that you will join us again as a judge in May.
Sandra, you bet I will.
Because it returns in May. But Lagos, today's big hard fact is that Ruth Okorocha won the second ever I Beg to Differ debate tournament last Thursday. Deborah Pamzat came second. Oladipupo Ramadan Olalekon came third. And Andrella Nadi came fourth. And once again, I want to give a special shout out to our final four. They all did terrifically well to make it to the end. They educated us, entertained us, got us to believe in them. Well done to all of you. Well done. Good job. I need to give all of you another round of applause. Now, for those of you who did not listen last Thursday, let me remind you of how it all came to an end. The final moments of last Thursday's finale of the March edition of I Beg to Differ. If you just tuned in, I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. It's 6 minutes now past 7 o'clock. Well, actually 7 minutes now past 7 o'clock. And this is how the results were announced. The results are in. Let's find out who our second winner, the second ever I Beg to Differ champion. We had an SS3 student at Kingsway College, 14 years old, who questioned whether digital banks will replace traditional banks during the round of 16. In the quarterfinal, she said sanctions are the best way to punish rogue governments. In the semi-final, we asked her if all African countries should share a single currency. Today, she debated that human beings have free will and that we should not have a national power plan. Our second debater is in SS3, Lagos State Model Senior College, Kankom Badagry, 15 years old. In the playoffs, she said there should be no maximum age limit for political office holders. In the round of 16, she wondered if direct primaries should be compulsory. In the quarterfinal, she said Nigeria should allow diaspora voting. In the semi-final, she said import bans harm the economy. And today, she said there should be a national plan for power supply and that human beings do not have free will. All right, let's take a look at the results then. We have a split decision. Judge Vaughn gave it 120 to 107 to Deborah Pamzat, 1-0 to Deborah. Judge Cheta gave it 46 to 38 to Ruth Okorocha, 1-1. Judge Andy gave it 114 to 70 to the winner and new I beg to differ champion, Ruth Okorocha. Congratulations, Ruth, and well done. Thank you both for a fantastic debate. Thank you so much. You just became the second ever I Beg to Differ debate champion, Ruth. And you, Deborah, your road to 1 million ends here, but well done. You should be very, very, very proud to make it to the final. Out of over 240 debaters who entered, you are a winner in all our books, Deborah Pamzat. Well done. Congratulations. And that's how it happened last Thursday. If you missed or more, you missed. I'm not even going to lie to you. You missed. Oh my God. But for those of you who couldn't listen to the third place debate, I'm going to play that for you for the rest of the hour. I'll also be taking your calls so that we can be talking about what you thought and felt while listening to Andrella and Ramadan battling it out. Again, I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. This is Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll start with Andrella Nadi, 14 years old, student at Vic Mob High School, that's in Shasha. She's also the head girl there. She's in SS3, and she supports that people should be considered indigents of their spouse's state. Andrella, your 3 minutes starts now.
Could you maybe moderator, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debater, and of course my ever attentive listeners. I'm Angela Nadi, a proud student of Vic Mob High School, and I'm here to support the notion that people should be considered indigent of their spouse state. People should be considered indigent of their spouse state because of the following reasons. One, to promote acceptance. We all know that one of the reasons for marriage is for unity. So when you're considered an indigent of your spouse state, acceptance is inevitable. It would also inspire spouses to contribute effortlessly to other ethnic group. Take for instance, I get married to a man from a different ethnic group, and irrespective of my identity or where I come from, and I'm considered an indigent of my husband's state, I would contribute effortlessly to the growth of the ethnic community. It will also erase the mindset of people of being a second citizen in other ethnic group. It will also allow for you to enjoy the benefits of wealth of your spouse state. As long as you are married and you are considered an indigent of your spouse state, you enjoy certain benefits from your spouse state and alongside your children too. So when I get married and I'm being considered as an indigene of my spouse state, people of my husband's side would learn to accept me. Not only accept me, I get to also enjoy the wealth from his side, and also my children also gets to enjoy such wealth. And it will also give people a sense of belonging to certain ethnic group. Most people in Nigeria today, there has been diversification. So many people do not believe in so many ethnic groups. So with people being considered as an indigene of their spouse, say for instance married, when you get married, people will turn to come together, and that brings me back to unity. There will be unity amongst all ethnic group. It would also make people known they would also make people learn. You learn different things from different ethnic group, irrespective of your own identity. So many people believe that, because of you come from this particular background, they're not supposed to be with this particular people. That's where tribalism and other form of racism comes through. I hope with this germane point of mine, I'm able to properly convince you that people should be considered indigenes of their spouse state. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andrella Nadivea. Andrella is 14. She's playing for third place in this edition's I Beg to Differ debate tournament. And the debate topic is people should be considered indigenes of their spouse's state. Her opponent is Ramadan Oladipupo Olamilekon. Your 3 minutes start now.
Hey fish, come out the water. From today you'll be considered a land animal and you must get accustomed to living on land. Pretty hilarious, right? This is what it sounds like when you say people should be considered indigenes of their spouse's states. I am Oladipupo Olamilekon and I'm going to change that view. But I dare not go on without acknowledging the presence of these dignitaries. With this I say good day, my moderator and timekeeper, my impartial panel of judges, my affable co-debater, and my audience. Here are my points. Firstly, adapting to a new indigeneship can be very Herculean. When people adapt to new indigeneship, they have to get accustomed to the new culture, traditions, and beliefs, which in most cases is very diverse from what they are already used to. Pretty hard not to crack. Secondly, it promotes gender inequality. There's this perception, generally in Nigeria, that when a wife gets married to a man, she must adopt his indigenship if this topic is going to be considered. This further promotes the issue of gender inequality that we have been trying to exterminate in Nigeria for a while. Another point is marriages are not permanent. It's a sad truth. Not all marriages last forever. Take, for instance, I adopt the indigenship of a man from Ebonyi State after getting married to him, and there's a divorce and I remarry. Am I going to adopt the new indigenship? And what if there is another divorce? So this shows that this practice is rather intractable. Speaking of marriages, I'll go to my next point. It changes the motive behind the marriage in some cases. There are certain administrative positions in some regions that require indigenship for acquisition. And there are people who are not indigenes of a region and might want to acquire that administrative positions. Then what do? They get married to someone from that region so they can become indigenes and acquire that position. This changes the motive behind every basic marriage. Another point is people have to learn new values. New values come with new traditions. So they have to abandon the old values they are already used to and begin to adopt new values which could be countervailing in some cases. Another point I would like to mention is discomfiture due to the non-understanding of certain indigenous practices. Take, for instance, I'm in a family gathering and I do not have a full understanding of a certain cultural practice. For instance, I flop. This is going to be very awkward and it promotes discomfort in the person who did not quite get an understanding of the indigenous practices. At this point, I know that I have been able to convince you that people should not be regarded as indigenes of their spouse's states. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well done. They then went on to take very, very interesting notes. They took lots of notes about each other's points. They made sure that, they were ready for the rebuttal round. And let me tell you, during the rebuttal round, it was intense. My God, it was so intense. So that's what we're going to listen to right now. We'll listen to their rebuttal round. And when we're done with that, I will come back and I'll take your calls. If you just tuned in, this is the Big Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Your 2 minutes start now.
From Ramadan, and I am making an attempt to rebut my opponent's point. The first point of my opponent was it will promote acceptance. Acceptance is best developed when people learn to understand their differences and work around it. Taking a shortcut per se will be disastrous in some cases. It will inspire you said it will inspire spouses to make contributions to other ethnic groups. If I get married to a man and I adopt his indigenousness, I do not have a full understanding of the way his ethnic group works, and my contribution in most cases might be regarded as invalid. Another point you made was he raises the mindset of getting a dual citizenship. Like I've said earlier, the idea of giving indigenousness to a person on the grounds of marriage actually changes the motive behind the marriage. They try to adapt the dual indigenousness because they want to acquire administrative positions that they wouldn't acquire if they were not indigent. You also said you'll enjoy the benefits of your spouse's states. There have been several incidences of in-laws maltreating or non-acceptance of in-laws, or non-acceptance of a person's spouse by the in-laws. So what makes you think that the in-laws will suddenly change and accept a spouse and give them the benefits of the ethnic group? You also talked about the sense of belonging. I agree with you in the opposite, because the sense of belonging is exterminated. When I get married to you and your indigeneity is adopted, the sense of belonging to my own original indigenousness is actually exterminated. Those are the points you made, and I know I've been able to rebut them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ramadan, well done. Good job. Your 2 minutes starts now, Andrella.
Operator Court duly observed. So I'm just going to be repeating my opponent's points. So my opponent here said adapting will be quite difficult. Then if you say adapting is going to be quite difficult, well, then why do we have our youth service, the NYC program? Why do we have it? That's why most times we get posted to so many communities that you're not even used to. So during your stay there, you learn to adapt to new things. You learn to adapt to changes. You learn to adapt to the way they think, and perhaps you even get to meet your soulmate there, and you get married. You also talked about change in motives. So you're saying because I think when people are not considered indigenous of their spouse state, there's a change in motive. I totally disagree with that, because it all starts from one's mindset. That cannot be a total agreement on everybody's side. So if I get married to you, perhaps, and of course I know we're not from the same place, so I can't have a change motive. I can't use it. We can't definitely read minds of people and say you want to use it for interior motives. I really do not believe in that. So you also misunderstood what I said by it's inspiring people to make progresses or contributions effortlessly. What I meant there was perhaps I get married, just like what I said, perhaps I get married to someone from a different state. When I'm being accepted, I tend to help out in the little way I can. That's the way it is. My opinions count. Because I'm married to someone from that side, and indirectly my own identity is from his side this time around. My own identity, I leave my own identity behind. That's my birth identity, and I come to a place I know by marriage, and then I'm being accepted. With this, I hope I've been able to convince you that people should be considered indigenous of their spouse state. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Andrella Nadi there. All right. right, we'll take a break. When we come back from this break, it'll be time for the closing round, and then we'll find out if there's a tie or if we have a third place winner. Remember, the third place winner gets a portable speaker from obiwiz.com. They also get a tablet from RLG Communications. They're in our house. Of course, they're going to get some money as well. They get 250,000 naira. So there's a lot to play for. Let's see who will finish third after this break. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. This is I Beg to Differ, the third place match. Don't go away. And then we came back from that match and went into that break, really, and went into the closing round. I'm going to play the closing round for you after our own real commercial break here. But for now, I want to talk to you. So give me a call, 0700-993-993. What do you think about this debate between Andrella and Ramadan? We can talk about the debaters, we can talk about the points they made, or you can tell me your own opinion on the subject. You can also talk about the tournament in general, if you would prefer, or the finale itself. Women, call me on 01465-7190. 01465-7190. Hello, thanks for calling us.
Hello, Sandra. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you? What's your name?
I'm fine. Happiness from Ikorodu.
Happiness from Ikorodu. Welcome.
Sandra had fun last week. I had fun. God bless all the children.
Yes, sir.
Sandra Ramadan, oh my God. Where did you get that boy from?
Federal Government College, Janiki.
Oh, no. Hey, fish. We are now fish. Is it Titus or catfish?
It's Kumbia.
That boy is awesome.
He is.
He's awesome.
He
I
is.
can't wait to hear him and is it Tabitha they call her?
Tambita, yes.
Yes. Honestly, that boy is something else.
He is.
My kisses to him and others,
Okay. Thank you very much for calling. We appreciate it. 99.3. Hello.
Hello?
Good to have you on the show. What's your name?
Oh, Sandra, oh yeah!
Oh, yeah!
Sandra, oh yeah!
Oh, yeah!
This is Franca calling.
Franca, good to have you on the show.
Not too much, my dear.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Oh, I've been enjoying your program.
Oh, I'm glad.
Sandra, not go school, but I like your program.
Oh,
guys.
thank you. We like saying you like her.
Oh, God, Sandra. And they cost everybody grammar. You like radio. That's because of who? Because of Sandra.
Oh,
I enjoy all your programs.
thank you, ma.
Oh, God bless you, my dear.
Bless
you
you
are
as
blessed.
well. Thank
you are
you.
blessed, Sandra.
Thank-
Sandra, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah!
Sandra, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah!
Bossa.
Bossa.
Bossa for you. God bless you.
Bless you as well.
God bless the children. They are all good children.
Yes,
they
they
are
are.
all good.
Yes, they are. They are.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling, Franca. That call just made my entire week. Thank you so much for calling. We appreciate it. All right, we'll take one more call and then we'll take a break. Hello, how are you?
Hi, President Sandra.
Good to have you on the show. What's your name?
Joe Baba.
J Baba. Oh, Joe Baba, welcome.
Joe Baba, thank you very much. Yes, just like I told you last week that I missed the semi-final, but I actually listened to the final and I called on Monday. Am I right?
Right.
So, Sandra, what I
You called on
noticed
Friday.
was on Friday,
Yes.
The final was on Thursday then.
Yes.
You now said we should call on Friday. Yeah. What I noticed from both, brilliant, students that had that third place, Andrella, my favorite, I still insist on that. But along the line, I don't know, she lost focus. But the truth of the matter is all of them are great students of our dear country, and I see them go places.
Yeah.
I see, like, let me put it in football terms. When you see the football time, they are playing third place match. You see both teams are not really interested. I mean, I saw it in their voice, both of them.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, after I might have listened to the last round, I want to see how Ramadan won it. Because both of them, to me, it wasn't like that final that both of them were gingering and hammering, blowing Sandra's head and making you go gaga inside studio. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Joe Baba. Interesting stuff. Andrella was actually under the weather that day. So after her semi-final match, she fell ill. Like almost as soon as she left the studio, she fell ill. That's why I had to take the pain to remind you that at the end of the day, these are children. So as soon as she left the studio, she was was terribly, terrible ill after she lost that match. And then, her school called and they were like, she may not be able to partake. But then she called the school and she's like, no, I'm going to finish this. I have to finish this. I have to see to the end, So even on the day that she was in the studio, she was really ill. They had to give her medication, etc., etc. And my respect for her really rose, because a lot of people will be like, for what you get, and they will not partake. But she said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to see to the end. Even if I'm not feeling my best, I will show up. That's a very adult thing to do, And I have to remind myself, this is a 14-year-old girl. She has an NGO, by the way. She told me about it, an NGO for girls. And I had to remind myself, I'll be a 14-year-old girl making very adult decisions, Because that's what you're told. That 100% of winning at life is simply showing up. Even on the days you don't feel like showing up, show up and give the best you can. And she did. And I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of all of them. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll listen to their closing match, the closing round of their third place match. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili, S Ezekwesili everywhere. You can find me on social media, Sandra Ezekwesili, S Ezekwesili as well. Don't go away. This is Nigeria Info 99.3. You're listening to the Big Hard Fact on Hard Facts.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Allahu Akbar, Allah.
You had a great time. You had goosebumps. If you did not, I'm doing you a favor by replaying the third place match. But you can still watch all of them on YouTube, Facebook, Nigeria Info 99.3, YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Today we've been listening to the third place match. I'm replaying for you the match between Andrella Nnadi and Ramadan Oladikpupo. Ramadan Oladikpupo came third, Andrella Nnadi came fourth. And you've listened to their presentation round, their rebuttal round. Now let's listen to the closing round. Wow, you don't mean that? He says, yes, I've opposed every single time. So let's see if today is the day that he breaks the opposing jinx. Andrella, your 3 minutes starts now.
Same, Angela and Nadi. So yeah, my opinion during the rebuttal round said adapting to new values will be quite difficult. But do you know that we learn every day? The day a man stops to learn, that's the day a man begins to die. So if you're going to say that people should not be considered indigents of their spouse state because adapting to new values will be difficult, then you're saying learning should stop. For humans, if you stop learning, then you begin to die. Then, do you know also that when people are being considered as indigents of their spouse states, it also allows for room for the spouse to become decision makers. When people are considered indigents of their spouse states, there's a big tendency that they become decision makers in their spouse state. They have a say. They may become decision makers in the spouse state. Take for instance the lady that was appointed by the president in Ondo State, although she was from Delta State. That's a case in thousands. So yeah, it allows them to become decision makers. You have to your own say. You share your ideas too, irrespective of your own identity. Then also, when people are being considered indigent of their spouse states, like I said earlier, promotion of unity. There'll be unity among all ethnic group. There would be no tribalism, there'll be little or no conflicts in society, unlike what we have today in Nigeria, where there are conflicts everywhere. So when people are being considered, indigents of their spouse state, there would be little or no conflict amongst us, and we can have peaceful coexistence in society. So with this point, I believe I'll be able to properly convince you that people should be considered indigents of their spouse state. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrella Nnadi. Well done. All right, Ramadan. Your 3 minutes start now.
I'm still Ramadan Oladikpupo Olalikun, and this is my conclusion round. I'd like to make some new points and also address some of my opponent's rebuttal. To begin with, the first point I would like to make is children get to benefit from enjoying the advantages of two tribalistic views. When people are considered indigents of their spouse's states, the spouse who is made to conform to the other's indigent is most times trying to adapt to the new customs, and in most cases they do not promote their own tribe in the eyes of the children. This instills a subtle spirit of tribalism in the minds of children. Secondly, retaining indigenship does not armor marriage in any way. My mom's from Bayelsa and my dad is from Ogun State. There's been no cases of clashes over their diverse tribalistic views. I enjoy the Ifokore from my dad's side and the Kekefia from my mom's side. She makes both delicacies well and my dad enjoys them. This is just one of the benefits of retaining indigenship. Another point is it helps to promote the diverse cultures of Nigeria. When people are not forced to adopt the indigenship of their spouse, they further promote their own tribe, which is beneficial for Nigeria. Another point is it terminates discrimination. The Nigerian Constitution, Section 25, subsection 42, outrightly condemns discriminations of any kind, inclusion with respect to a spouse's state of origin. When we try to force a person to adapt to the spouse's indigent, it actually promotes discrimination because the spouse's indigenous side might not be ready to accept this person. Another point is my opponent said you leave your identity, and this is actually a disadvantage of forcing a person to adapt to a spouse's indigent, because you forget about your own identity because you're trying hard to adapt to the new indigenous status. My next point is it dissolves to an extent the major reason for inter-ethnic marriages. We encourage inter-ethnic marriages to promote the diversity of cultures, to create a sort of balance between the marriages between different cultures. But when we are now forcing a person to adopt the indigenship of their spouse, it exterminates the reason for these inter-ethnic marriages. With these points, I know that I've been able to further intensify my claim that people should not be considered indigents of their spouse's states. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramadan. Well done. And that was how the debate went that day. The judges decided that Ramadan Oladipupo Olalekon won that round, making him our third place finisher, and Adrena Nadi fourth place. And Ramadan got 250,000 naira from Nigeria Info. He also got a speaker from obiwizi.com, and he got a tablet from RLG Communication. Thank you again to all our sponsors. That's, of course, aside the merchandise, the I beg to differ merchandise that he received from Printivo. Thank you to all our partners for the edition in March. If you'd like to partner with us for the edition coming up in May, my DMs are open, my inbox is open. Send an email to Sandra at nigeriainfo.fm or reach out to me on social media, Sandra Ezekwesili everywhere, Ezekwesili everywhere. But for now, let's come back to the phone lines, right? Let's hear what you thought about this debate. Let's hear what you thought about the claims, the points that they made. Let's hear what you think about the topic itself, the subject itself. What did you think? Who did you think did it justice? 0700-993-993-993 for men. For women, 01-465-7190. Hello, thanks for calling us.
Auntie Sandra.
Good to have you on the show, sir. What's your name?
Yeah, good evening, ma. This is Mr. Frank, the Vice President of AFA.
Welcome, Mr. Frank. Good to have you on the show.
Auntie Sandra, which day are we going to do our own now? The youth, the children are doing their own. Which day are we going to do? I mean, I want to contest.
Okay. Oh yeah, this one they just debated now. This one they just debated now. I'm gonna debate it for me now.
Which one? Now we go give you topic.
No, why you go give me topic?
Okay, if I debate now, what are you going to give to me now?
Will they do some? You go do audition now. They did free of charge first now. Remember to
that is for you. When the audition comes for the youth like us, you tell me I will come for audition now.
Frank, my vice president cannot be a youth. You're not a youth. You're not a youth.
Am I waiting? Am I an old man?
Yes, now you're a grandfather.
No problem, Auntie Sandra. Do you know? I was looking at myself. What am I doing when I was 14 or 15 years old? Hi. Looking at these people were shouting on the radio, the whole was speaking, and hey, the tension in yourself will grab human being. As you said that you get mind. Be looking at these people and be calling the result and I trust you because you are the president now.
How we go do now?
If not that you're a strong woman, I will not be your past president. I'm telling you honestly. I like the way everything goes on. I like it. And the next time, at least things will move on. And at least women should come out for supporting. It's not only the men. Let them come out for sponsorship. They are making money this time around. Are you getting it?
Okay. All right. Thanks for calling. Chinoye is Nabulegba. Hi, Chinoye.
Sandra Ezekwesili.
Good to have you on the show. How far?
I do. Now, although I miss the thing, I know that's why I could on the list to make I know what it is. Probably we just a year say whether they talk say Ramadan who carry second, who just the power they provoke. I think they happen. So I don't see the reason why they say the just who carry second. But what me I know they say the judge they do the right thing. You feel me? Because we will be listening and who they listen. Them too they listen deep more than us. You understand? Now who they like they choose, but judges they do who make points.
Right.
Yeah, you feel me? So Ramadan, where Ramadan take, you fit them. Where the winner take, you fit them. All of them they try, no easy.
Right.
You feel me? So the reason is say all of us now we always drive the politics. Yeah, one day we will do our own. Look, we see how the thing goes.
Make me see how the thing goes. I feel you.
All right, now, Mama, nothing you get my pastor, my boy, feel like they go.
Okay, Tuale too. Bye bye. We've got Jeff who says, well, Jeff just loves seeing Vaughn's face. Paul says, Sandra, you guys got pastor to talk about the show on the altar. Oh, really? Which church? Oh, I like hearing that. Which church and which pastor and what day did they talk about it on the altar? We've got Chukwuma in Makoko on the line. Chukwuka, hi, welcome.
Yes. Good evening, all.
Good evening. Good to have you on the show.
Yes. The time they were going for the losers match, I pitied that my sister,
Andrella.
Yes, because as a psychologist, I know she's just going to the contest as a loser already. And the other of my friend is going as a winner. Seeing the outcry of our people after the boy losing the semi-final, and also indirectly that will flex the decision of the judges on this third place match. So I pitied the girl because he fought against third force. Bye-bye.
Okay, Chukwuka, but that's not what happened there. I mean, if you really listened, you would hear that, Angela essentially phoned it in that third place match. I don't blame her. She was ill. It was difficult for her, but that wasn't Angela's best work. So it's not true that the outrage, the outpouring influenced the judging decisions. Trust me, it did not. Kende is on the line. Hi, Kende.
Hi, Sandra.
Good to have you on the show.
Yeah. Good, yeah. About the program, about the I beg to differ. I want to beg to differ on what the last man just said.
Okay.
About calling it a losers match. I don't think it's a losers match.
Okay.
I mean, it has something to do with the psychology of kids. Not losers. You don't lose. There's something about the education system here in Finland. There is no place where anybody is considered a loser.
That's right.
Everybody has the capacity to express itself or herself in different ways.
That's right.
And there is room provided for each and every kid to express themselves because everybody has got his own gifts and talents in several areas. So I don't want to say it's not a loser's match. It's a winner's competition. All of them are winners.
That's right.
And and also, I don't think the judge's decision was influenced. If we listen to the debate between Nadi, of course, I'm just hearing that Nadi was not feeling well. But the debate, based on the debate that was on that day, you could see how the point Ramadan made was clearly in his favor. He was definitely going to win, even from the presentation stage. He was definitely going to win. But he made clever points, he made good points, he made solid points.
Yeah.
And so I feel there was no bias in the judgment, and I feel Ramadan deserved to be the winner and also deserves to be in the champion of champions. I don't know if you want to go I don't know if you want to speak about the final, but
yes,
I listened to Rebecca, Deborah and Ruth on that day.
Yeah.
I feel a bit pain for Deborah because most of the topic she debated that day was on the she was like, she shows the hard part, the difficult part to debate. Yeah. But at the same time, I also feel it was also a time to prove herself because in most of the debates she has done, she had always been the support, but she had always been the first and somehow has intimidated some of our opponents, except for Ramadan. I felt it was time for her to also prove herself as an opposer. And I must tell you, she did well.
But she also supported. I mean, so she started off in the final. She started off supporting, then went to oppose.
Yeah, but the stance she was taking was quite difficult.
It was to defend. Yeah. To
defend. So, but I think it was altogether good. Ruth deserved to be the winner. Ruth gave good points. Ruth also deserved to be a champion. Everybody was. It was all good. We thank God for the success of the program, and we are looking forward to better ones. We are looking forward to better debates from the incoming students. I hope they are hearing. This particular one, the bar. It has set the bar for every other debate that is coming. And I hope they are all prepared. Give us something.
Give us a good show.
For
all right, Kende, thank you very much for calling. Always a pleasure to hear from you. Kende is in Finland, I believe. 99.3. Hello.
Hello, Sandra. How are you?
I'm okay. Good to have you on the show. What's your name, ma'am?
Alex here. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
And the kids, wonderful children, all of them that participated in this particular season's debate.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Sandra, I hope your employers are taking notes of your wonderful work.
Employers, are you taking notes?
Yes, please help me shout it loud. For your performance appraisal, honestly, you were wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know, Sandra, I attended a kids' party some months ago for children about 5, 6, 7 years olds,
Okay.
Sitting by one of the mothers whose children was participating, whose child was participating in this children, dancing around the chair, this and this and this. And she said something that struck me. She said, I don't like it I can't take it actually when my child loses.
Oh.
And I was like, what do you mean exactly? I mean, this is a children's setting. They are doing what I would call a fair competition. Why is it that it hits you so badly? What am I trying to say? I don't want to bore you with the long story, but what I'm trying to say is that, you see, many people have commented on how well these kids debated, even for their age. I would like to encourage parents to allow their children think for themselves. Let them think. Let them struggle through things. I don't know if you get my point, Sandra.
I get, yeah.
Yes. Imagine feeling so much pain just because your child did not get to win maybe biscuits and whatever. It's part of life.
It's part of life,
parents should allow that. You see now that if you allow your kids explore and learn, see the quality of 14. Are they not all surprised that see the kind of 14-year-olds that we have? Quite impressive. The last thing I want to say, Sandra, there was a guy who called in last week that said that they should allow the audience vote. I totally disagree with that.
Okay.
This is a debate. It's not everybody that can judge on diction. It's not everybody that can judge on comprehension, presentation, and all that. This is not Big Brother. It's not. It shouldn't be open. At the very best, if you want to do something for the audience, maybe out of 100 points, give the audience like 3 points, so that it's very minuscule.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yes, because this is not it's not an all-comers affair. That's just the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the truth.
All right,
well
Alex.
done, Sandra. Well done.
Thank you very much for calling. Alex does have a point about how we treat failing in Nigeria. I want to say Africa, but I don't have the data for Africa. I have data for Nigeria. And we don't treat failing like something that is a part of life. And that's why there's a lot of shame attached to failing, And I do hope that, we raise our children to realize that they should, of course, aspire to succeed, but they should also know that failure is a part of life. You fail so that you can learn lessons and plan better and do it better and keep going again and again and again until you succeed. That's part of life. And I also like the point she made about judging. The reason why we use the judges we use for this tournament is because our judges are able to remove themselves from the topic. They're able to remove their bias from the topic. So, for instance, you have a topic and the topic says paper is white, right? And the judges have to listen to both the person that says paper is white and the person that says paper is not white. Now, the judge has eyes. The judge is looking at the paper. The judge knows that the paper is white. But the judge needs to be able to remove the bias from themselves, empty themselves, make themselves a vessel that is only open to be convinced by the two debaters that the paper is either white or the paper is not white. And the only way the debaters will make the judge believe that, or the judges we have believe that, is by the points they raise, how they defend the points they raise. That's it. A lot of people don't have that skill. You think it's easy, but it's very difficult. it's very difficult to disabuse yourself of your bias, of your beliefs, of the things you know. That's why at the end of each debate, you have some people that will call me and be arguing. No, Sandra, how can you say that Lagos cannot fix its Agbero problem? No, it can fix. No, the other girl should have won it because she's the one that is right. It can fix. It's not about who agrees with the subject or what you agree with. It's about how many points are the debaters bringing forward to use to argue their points. How successfully have they argued those points? Have they argued those points convincingly enough that something you know for a fact and hold it dear in your heart, you're now saying, okay, it's like, you know what I'm saying? So that's one of the unique qualities that we look for in the people who will judge for us. And that's why I'm really grateful to Chetan Wanze, to Nika Rambonlo, to Nduka Zuchi, to Chief Oboforebo, and to Vaughn, who was part of the final. They've been doing phenomenal work since we started November last year, and hopefully they return in May. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. That's all the time we have, but thank you for being a part of this show. Thank you for listening to I Beg to Differ, caring about it, loving it. We hope you're still with us when it returns in May. I'm Ezekwesili on social media. The news is up next. When it's done, the newsroom will take the air. Don't go away.
If you get business, na Rain Money business loan sure. You no go pay any money for the first 4 weeks. And once you clear the balance, your next loan will reach 99% more money with interest rate way better pass. Just enter internet, type rainmoney.com or call 0700 5000 500. Need money? Rain Money.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
It's the season of light. It begins and ends with the appearance of the crescent moon. The light, fast from dawn to sunset, righteous minds, noble acts, ordained fast of Ramadan, Muslims and Muslimas all over the world, the light, period of salvation and forgiveness, time of abundance and feasting, the light with Sheriff Quadri, 4 a.m. daily and 99.3 Nigeria in